one. We've got RIP Takeoff. Let's get it. Mouthpiece included. We talking about the prime tonight. Politics. Prime time. Tonight's topic is Primetime abandons mission to raise back up the HBCU football. Did he abandon it? Was he bought out? Or did he sell out? We're going to break that down. Of course, we always cover some hot topics that leads up to that topic. And of course, our Chicago Bears. Please stand by as we share this link. Show starts in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. But before that, fair use. We have to take care of some housekeeping here. As always, guard your grill, knuckle up.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor
fair use. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls?
Okay, I'm in my local Ralph's, and this happened.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can
Man, where do they keep the honey around here? Excuse me, you know where the honey is?
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of
Cheese
girls?
Al. Who wants cheese head?
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of
Don't
the
forget to
team
bring
look
your
like
mouthpiece.
a gaggle of girls? The
Open
Bears.
panel tonight. This is an open panel.
I don't go to church, and I
Link
know
is
God
pinned at the
understands.
top of the chat.
I can stay
Pull
on
up.
my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best
But
in
if
the
you do
world
pull up,
and make the rest
don't
of the
forget to
team
bring your
look like
mouthpiece.
Well, guys, let's go to the swimming pool. Let's go take a shower. Let's go water skiing.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
There he is.
Be sure to bring a towel so you don't get all
Don't forget
wet.
to bring your mouthpiece. Be sure to bring your mouthpiece so you be sure to get all wet. Pull up. We got an open panel tonight, as always. Open panel tonight. I pinned the link at the top of the chat. So welcome to Mouthpiece Included. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody being here. Please take the time. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. As we get this rolling, we're talking about Neon Dion, a.k.a. Coach Prime tonight. Primetime abandons mission to build up HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities football programs. As always, though, in today's show, we're going to run through some Cubs, Sox, quick hits. Then we're going to talk about the Bears going into a bye week. Justin Time is back in action. He's a football player. He's a male. You look at him, you see a male. But you see a male when you look at him, that boy's a male. 2 bucks. All right. And then when we move on from there, I don't know if we have a booger of the week. Is Prime the booger of the week? Interesting. And then, of course, our hottest topic, Primetime abandons mission to build up HBCU football programs. Let's get our resident co-host in the building, Big Ace, Jackie Robinson's finest manager and coach, Chicago, South Side. We're down, bear down. What it do, folks?
On a bye week, we would get some stuff done on Sunday. No, it'll be Monday.
Absolutely. Bye. Show look good tonight. Bye. Yeah, we're coming off a loss, but it's a happy loss because Just in Time looked pretty good, especially probably only being at 70. Toughest guy since Brent Favre, toughest guy since Walter Payton that I've seen put on the pads here, fella. What would you say about that?
I mean, he's a young stud out there. Toughest guy the Bears have had in quite a while. Definitely at the quarterback position. Definitely in a football uniform. We got a lot of tough guys that talk stuff on the weekends, on Monday mornings, on the side.
Yeah.
But this is the toughest guy the Bears have had in quite a while. And a football uniform. QB1.
You're looking at a Hall of Famer once he learns how to get him in and out of the huddle and start processing some information.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
like Sanborn. Yeah. Sanborn's not athletic, and he just goes straight there. He processes everything. Undrafted. Hey, I'm just, spewing with the, what's been spewed my way.
Yeah, he goes out there and throws his body around until he figure out what's going on. But speaking of Sanborn, I know we're going to get to the Bears later. He's definitely out playing that guy they traded and opened up the position for him to play.
Hey, he's a Bear.
Yeah, he's definitely a Bear. Local kid. Good fundamentals. Ready to play football. Can't wait to see after the offseason of strength and conditioning what he's ready to do next year.
Well, that guy they traded him for, Raekwon the Chef. Yeah. His agent advised them to take it easy out there, wait for the trade. Unlike Lamar Jackson's agent, advised him.
Yeah. I think they got the same agent.
Well, they actually don't, but I mean, you know what I mean. But yeah, I know your point. But all right, let's push it forward, fella. I want to kick it off. Big ups to Putin. He frees Big Brittany Griner from the penal colony. Can we say penal on? Can we say penal on YouTube?
It's totally appropriate for this situation that she came out of the penal colony and got on a private jet heading back to the U.S. of A. after we gave them back probably a guy that's selling arms and nuclear weapons all over the world.
Yeah, and pushing smack and fentanyl. Did you see Griner's face when she got on that jet, boy? Leaving the penal colony, she was smiling from ear to ear.
Oh, I bet she was.
Yeah,
she knew she had no win over there in Mother Russia, so she had to get the hell, at least get in the air, knowing she was going back to the United States. Because if it was Trump, I don't know if she'd ever got out of there.
All right, big ups to Brittany and small ups to Donald Trump. Yeah. All right. So the Cubs, man, they first off, let's talk about Mookie Contreras. Mookie Contreras inks a deal with the arch enemy.
Yeah, well, they wanted him. I bet you he'll average about 350 against the Cubs. Every damn season. Former Cub, Mookie Contreras.
What was his deal, bro? Like they said, he's one of the best hitting catchers in the league. He's batting .243.
Yeah.
He getting like 18 or 17 million or something.
Yeah, 7 years, 85 million or something like that. Yeah, he got $85 million. The Cubs weren't willing to pay him anything. So I don't know what they got in the farm system to replace him, but they didn't deem that acceptable for a last piece of their World Series championship. One of them.
Man, listen, unless your kid's got some special stuff out there, winning attitude like Deuce, big ups to Deuce.
Man, he wants to kill.
Yeah, we need to start a catcher's camp, bro. They can bat under 250 and be considered one of the best hitters, bro. Like, man.
Yeah, but he came from over there.
Yeah, but I'm saying, launch a catcher's camp right there in the Inglewood area.
Yeah, they don't get that same
start producing the toughest catchers, you know what I mean, with grit.
In the world. Yeah, they don't get that same opportunity or same thumbs up as this Contreras kid or any other.
Yeah, because they don't typically, you don't want to put your best hitter back there because injury, things of that nature. But
where's your legs? I mean, you can't hit the ball because you're always kneeling, and you can't run because you're always kneeling, and you're hurting your knees, you're hurting your legs, and it's bad on your knees and legs. So you can't have a great hitter back there as a catcher because eventually the game will take its toll on their.
So for that to be effective, you'd have to have a catcher's rotation.
Yeah, you have to have,
like the way you got a pitcher's rotation.
Yeah, you have to have two dogs on your roster. Whoever's hot hitting the ball, you catch the other one, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But if you get a camp out there with 1 million of them, enough catches for each team, then they got to come to you. You build it, they'll come.
Well, it's the North Side has signed Cody Bellinger right here from my new backyard. Originally. Yeah. He's been struggling the past 2 years. If he can only, we're still getting these guys if they can only stay healthy and turn it all around.
Yeah, it reeks of desperation. That's what it reeks of.
Well, as a Cubs fan, we've been having these guys forever. Other teams cast offs if he can only. Yeah, if that double knee reconstruction surgery holds up.
Yeah, he's going to be great. We're going to put him on the roster and get him strength and conditioning coaching and
sell some jerseys and beers and brat.
Vegan diet and have him do a couple of appearances with Cubby the Bear and
get off my Cubs. Hey, but they coming, they going after a shortstop. Their name's in the hat for it'd be nice to ink that deal, bro.
Yeah. Let me know when it happens.
Yeah, all we need is a starting ace and get that shortstop, and we right there.
Yeah, right there. Third place in the Central Division. Behind Milwaukee and St. Louis. Now they got your damn catcher. Who's going to catch the ball for your pitching staff is my question.
Mookie ain't been the same since they made the Mookie rule. And I'm here to tell you I emailed the commissioner and told him you need to make a Mookie rule. Self-love will tell you I complain about that some bitch. Like, why is he always running out to the damn mound every pitch?
he got something to say.
Guess he was stretching his legs out, huh?
Yeah, he was trying to bend him down. He was speaking Spanish to the pitcher. I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to teach you this language.
And that's Wilson Contreras, everyone, that we've been referring to. But tonight's topic is about prime times, abandons mission to build up HBCUs. Don't have any Bulls news. I mean, they've been stinking it up. I've been hearing other national pundits talking about blow up the team. Where'd you start hearing that first, Ace?
Right here on Mouthpiece included.
That's right, TATN.
And now it's a topic every day. They had your boy
Cap
Charles Barkley on the radio here in Chicago talking about blow the whole damn thing up. So I think they're watching.
We should start calling all these people, like for instance, Booger Barkley. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Booger A. Smith. Once they prove themselves to be a Booger McFarland, you know what I mean? Forevermore, that's who you are.
Forevermore, you're a Booger. So Booger Barkley was on Chicago radio today. How they should blow the whole Bulls teams up because it's not going anywhere, which was the topic last week on Mouthpiece included. So either their producers are watching or maybe they're catching it as they're sleeping. But I believe the producers are watching and putting together the show content. So, you know.
In defense of the lineup, which I said blow up a while ago. Yeah. Again, our management decided to go out and get a player, Alonzo Ball, who I love coming out of the draft. If that gimp knee can only
do it for
that guy can only walk up and down the stairs.
Damn it, if Derrick Rose can come back.
Well, he did come back and we didn't sign him.
Yeah,
he played good for New York.
No interest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Could have got some of your value back from all that money you was paying him when he couldn't play, when he was on bed rest.
Yeah. Well, you know, some with the, he's wearing the religious hat and
yeah.
Got the beads on his hands now. So
yeah, he's wearing some sort of kufu or something.
Yeah.
Yarmulke.
Yeah.
You
got to investigate him and his brother again.
Reggie.
Yeah. Got to find out what's going on with that.
I like to get Reggie Rose and Cooper Manning, you know what I mean, over for cigars and scotch. You guys are the brothers.
Yeah, we get some 25-year-old Chivas.
Chivas Reapers. Regal.
See what we can see what we can get out of those guys about the trials and tribulations they've gone through as brothers. I know you like stealing our content, but that was mentioned here first on Mouthpiece included.
First, but I forgot, and I don't think it may have been for the Rosen deal, which is all the more the reason why we forfeit this year's first round pick to some jackasses. If it's below a 4, so we could tank, mess around, get in the lottery, come up number 5, and lose the pick. That is a quandary.
If it's lower than a 4?
Yes, so it's protected all the way through 4. So you've got to, it's going to be a gamble, even if the tank is, this is bad. So I would make the move, but I wouldn't make the move for anything about any of this year's draft picks.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. They don't know what they're doing.
Management, upper management?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah. That's a shame. They should have hired Jeff Saturday. Probably could have figured it out.
Yeah. Saturday plan, yeah.
Got him in and out of the huddles.
Could have won every Saturday. But yeah, Deuce went to the game last night. So beat the
yeah, they came back.
Yeah.
I can't even watch it.
Yeah. It's hard to watch them here unless you got either the stick or you got
yeah, and I got the stick and it's hard to find them. I've been trying to call y'all like, what channel is this shit on?
They went to this crap, just like the Cubs, and like, you guys aren't winning. How the hell you get your own network and you want?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes.
I mean, who's gonna pay for crap?
Who's gonna pay for crap? Who's gonna pay for crap? Exactly.
They're going on this crap that you're a lifelong fan and you want to see your team play. And damn it, I used to come home from school and the Cubs on Channel 9 every damn day.
That's what I've been saying. Everything was on TV.
Yeah.
Prize fight, heavyweights fighting each other right on public TV.
Muhammad Ali and Cigarette Leonard, Marvin. I mean,
Super Bowl, Monday Night Football. Just cut it on and turn it on. You know what I mean?
Now you want $70 for me to watch these bums come out there and fight or hope they fight, or you want me to pay for see these bum teams play every week? Are you kidding me? Just put the damn crap on television
and market it. Right. It's
just greed.
Yeah, but that's shooting the golden goose, man, because that had more youth involved in it. So now the only way you could really get involved in it is if your parents are watching that crap, paying for it.
The bar, I guess. I don't know what the hell. Who clown thought this crap up?
Greed. I tell you what it was, Mr. Greed. All right, let's push on, man. We got prime time tonight. Abandons mission to build up HBCUs, but let's talk about them Bears, man. We talked about at the top of the show. Just in time return, just incredible, dare I say. Played damn good. 20 or 25, stood in that pocket, processed, threw for 80%, was processing out there.
They protected him. I mean, he's
Yeah.
talent out there. I mean, that guy kept throwing the damn ball to St. Brown. You know, he's not wide open. Don't throw him the ball.
What's his name? Julian St. Brown or something?
Equanimous.
Yeah. If I can't spell your name without you telling me you're not running a 4.4, 40, I have no interest in you as a receiver.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we could have got his brother Amon Ra, but
Yeah, even his name sounds more
footballish.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Amon Ra sounds like, well, I can't say that. Yeah. We're not gonna say that on YouTube. But my point is, Amon Ra sounds like a brother, and he plays hard. You know what I mean? For Detroit, making plays out there, killed the Bears.
I don't say fruitcake or nothing like that on that.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. No. All right. But yeah, Fields though, man. How do you look, bro? I mean, that's what's your take on this game? I personally said sit him. I'll admit that right here. I'm not going to eat crow. Yeah. But I said sit him. It wasn't like I said he was going to play bad. But go ahead. What's your take on Fields' return?
I think he played great. I mean, they put him out there the first half. Let his proverbial chestnuts hang. And then they throttled him down in the second half. I mean, yeah, at some point, yeah, you want to win the game, but maybe next year, once they get into the offense, they'll stop playing not to win, as opposed to doing what they're doing this year. They get safe in the second half and next thing you know, the other team's scoring points, and our defense is gassed with all the rookies we had out there last week. And damn it, did they play hard?
Hey, well, you brought up Juju Synchronemius.
Yeah.
And so in that pick that Fields through, this guy's got this big body. So everybody's been saying process, get him out of the huddle. First of all, the offensive coordinator takes forever to call these damn plays. We're always down to 6 left, and that's on the team getting the play call in.
Yeah. It's not
period.
Like substitutions and for play.
Man, call a damn play. Yeah, all these packages. Right. So, but so now they've been telling Fields, get him out of the huddle clean. You know what I mean? He's learned how to get him in and out of huddles. Yeah. I don't think he learned that when he was playing, state championship All-American level football at a big name prep school in high school, or, you know what I mean? Winning chips at Ohio State. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't think he learned any of that. I
thought he was telling them, you go there, and I'm going to throw the ball.
Huddle. What we got a huddle for? All right. But now they're saying they want you, Ace. I mean, put yourself in this position. Yeah. You've played with good players. You know what great receivers look like, whatnot. They're telling you to anticipate what's going to happen and throw it early out the break. You see what happens when he does? He's been anticipating that this guy's not going to come back. I have no confidence in.
Absolutely zero. But I'm going to run a play because you want me to run the play. And, we're at least at number 2 in the draft now. Maybe we'll get to number 1. But to the first interception, when this guy, I'm watching him on TV break down, chop his feet for 10 damn steps in front of the defensive back. Defensive back's looking around like, did anybody else see this shit?
And then didn't even start breaking back towards the ball. He saw the DB breaking back. He didn't even immediately cut off his route and start going back. Bro, if you're that big, all you got to do is get your body, when you're running your route, use your body to block the DB from getting.
Yeah, turn around. He just turned around and just stood there. And the ball's coming. He just stood there and watched this guy run right past him and get the damn interception. I mean, he grabbed him by the face mask or the his collar, horse collar or something, but you know the ball, you're watching the ball coming and he's running right to it, right in front of where you're supposed to be, and taking the ball and virtually ending the game.
Now I know this is going to be tough to fathom. Now imagine that same route being run by Jerry Rice. I know it's unfair to Juju Equinemius. I know it's unfair. Yeah. But imagine Jerry Rice running that same route and Fields, or you as the quarterback running these plays with Rice every day in practice. Yeah. Now you can anticipate more reasonably what's going to happen when he come out of that damn break.
When he comes out of the break, much faster, quicker, smoother. When he breaks back to the ball, he's 5 yards away from the damn DB.
Correct, because he sold the Z route so well that the DB had to respect it.
Yeah, so now you turn around and go either left or right, and there's nobody else back there, so it's a touchdown. Yeah, we don't have those receivers on the team right now.
That was my point. And Justin Fields knows it.
Yeah. I guess we don't have. I mean, this.
You know it, Ace, and I know it. Justin Fields knows it. He's practicing with him every day.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, you got guys on the bench. Well, yeah, you don't have it. I mean,
now it could be guys on the bench, like you said, with a 90-minute practice. Those guys aren't getting reps with Justin Fields.
Right.
So yes, it could be guys on the bench at this point you could have just thrown in by now and gave them a shot at.
Yeah, it's a bye week. Let's figure that out. Or let's just put some other guys out there. I mean,
and call those plays for what's his name? Came out of the Patriots.
Oh yeah, to kill Harry. See what he can do. He's number one pick.
They got him unavailable and not playing this. Like what is that? And running around Equinemius St. Brown.
That's some Coach N-word crap. But what I'm seeing. And
he likes them.
Yeah,
he's got the hits principles.
Yeah, you might be in the doghouse already. So. Now, why does this Claypool guy fall down every time the ball is coming his way? Or he catches it? He falls down every time.
Yeah, I think he was coached that in Pittsburgh to try to sell those PIs.
Yeah.
But Joe, we don't need sad sellers. We need you to be going up there and get that.
Yeah, you're 6'4", you're 240
right.
pounds running a 4.4, I think they said.
As they're pulling you down, you shouldn't be going down. You should still be making the catch, right?
Yeah, we need to get what's the Brandon Marshall in here as a receivers coach and show these guys how to catch the damn ball with those big bodies. Man,
we had a bunch of those in Chicago.
Yeah,
you could make a living.
Musa Muhammad, and I mean, I just don't understand. You got all these receivers, they've been here for a while. You got Pringle, who's been here all year, even though he was on IR for a little while. What are these packages? What are the packages that you're running out there? Why can't you intertwine these guys and move this guy in for that, and move that guy in for that?
Correct. Equinemius should not be running that route in the first place.
No. These should be your last resort. Maybe they're just trying to reward him for blocking. I don't know what the hell's going on, but you should have those other guys out there. The guy you traded a second-round draft pick for, that guy should be playing every damn play.
Correct. You should know who can run those routes and who can't. Equinemius wants to go deep, throw him the jump ball, like when he caught that touchdown in the end zone. He kind of wants that. I'm not saying he won't drop those too.
Yeah.
But he don't need to be running those detailed routes.
No, because he can't. That's why the Packers let him
go. All right. Well, so my current record is 5-8 on Bears predictions. You fell to 4-9.
Did it?
Yeah.
I picked the Bears.
Yeah, we couldn't pick the Packers. There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought Jordan Love was going to start, but
well, remember I said assume Smug Rogers.
Yeah, Smug Rogers came out and said he was playing, and he played terrible.
That guy looked like he threw up the leader of the third howl. I'm not going to say it all on this YouTube, but he looked like he threw up a salute to the double S.
Yeah, well, he might have. And it might be his last season. I mean, they got to make some decisions.
Yeah, I'm so sick of hearing about this. Might be his last season. You know what I mean?
They got to.
He'll be back.
They'll trade him.
He's got nothing else to do. He learned from Brett Favre how to hold a franchise hostage on one Super Bowl.
They traded Brent Favre, and I think they gave him so much money they realizing that he's got to be on the fantasy team of some of those executives there over there in Green Bay, and they're like, this guy hasn't done shit in 3 years. So,
right. Eventually, they did trade Brett Favre. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's what this is looking like too.
Yeah. So Love looked good in his little stint when he came in for him after he hurt his oblique. Whatever he said happened to him. He probably broke his finger.
Oh, okay. FGB. All right. Now we got special teams, bro. What's going on, man? It cost us a game. I can't seem to remember how. But what they do this week?
Missed extra point and a blocked field goal.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah. I told you need to fire that guy a few weeks ago. But we can't.
You're gonna make him the scapegoat?
Damn right.
They don't have any talent, fella. They don't have any talent. I mean, they just have no talent. I mean, I know our defensive coordinator figured it out with no talent, didn't he?
Yeah.
He figured it out.
Yeah. Put some guys out there that want to play some football.
Offensive coordinator figured it out too.
Yeah. Now, if this guy can't figure out how to make a guy block, for extra point in the field goal, he needs to go. Santos has had a good season kicking field goals, but he's point shaving on the damn. Can I say point shaving?
Yeah, you can say that.
Extra points.
Well, and I noticed Ace. I don't know if it's the holder. I know we got veterans or the long snapper, but they're getting a lot of funny looking stuff going on. I don't see no clean just on those misses and blocks. It'd be either a bad snap and it's not the holder. It's definitely the guy snapping it to him.
Well, we don't have the same guys, that we had for years and years, long snapping. So if that's the problem, get rid of his ass too.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know if they've noticed it. You know what I mean? They like to talk about, the hits principles. And
yeah. Gonna look at the film next week. Yeah, this guy's missing extra points. That's costing us games. He's missing field goals. They're getting punts blocked. It's the special teams. The coordinator either has to go. I know special teams is based on your reserves and the guys that you have, coming out the bench.
Yeah, your depth.
You're using them more during the game. They're more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Sanborn's still on damn special teams. He doesn't have anybody else to put out there.
And he shouldn't be.
No. So you got to figure something out.
You got to put somebody else out there.
If a guy who's on your damn game day roster can't block, can't play special teams, then you got to get him off the damn team.
Yeah, I mean, they preach all this next man up stuff.
Yeah.
So it should be next man up on that. Now, I did agree with you. I'm not disagreeing about firing that brother. But I just said I wouldn't do it right now.
No.
But he's definitely not welcome back in Hallis Hall at the end of their final game. He's not even welcome on the team plane or the bus, nothing.
Go ahead, get you a nice
Uber.
No, just get him an Amtrak ticket wherever we're playing at. Is it here or is it Minnesota? If it's in Minnesota, you get Amtrak. He'll enjoy the country air.
Yeah. Put him Amtrak. I'd put him on not Greyhound. What was the other?
Big bus.
Tradeway or something. I don't know. Remember they had another one, and I don't see it around anymore.
I bought them in a big bus. You put them on a big bus. I think tickets are $1, and you got to meet them somewhere in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah.
And they'll drop you off at the liquor store when you get back to Chicago.
Yeah. Liquor store, 79th and Halston. You know what I'm saying? Right there. I mean, you don't have to get off right there, but that's where you're getting off if you're not off, somewhere on the route. I mean, so I agree. They've costed us, man, potentially I mean, this isn't hyperbolic. 5 or 6 games a season, bro.
Yeah, and nobody's really mentioning the how bad the special teams have been.
That's because he's melanated. Nobody wants to come out there and treat him like he's Justin Fields and talk about he can't process. The guys who can process, they say he can't process, and the guys who aren't processing, they don't talk about.
Yeah. He's got to go. I know you're going to build up your reserves in the offseason with more undrafted free agent signings, more guys that you're drafting in those later rounds of the draft, but they got to still be coached up, man. I don't see it.
Yeah, they're making major flaws.
Yeah. That bring in Velus Jones, whatever the hell his name is, right off of an injured reserve and putting him out there to return kicks. Yeah, I had to be the special teams guys. They put him right out there with no work, hour and a half practice during the week, and what do you usually do? Fumble.
Yeah, did you see that tape I sent? It was dope on Devin Hester, and he was talking about his first time as a rookie. He said he was scared as hell. I remember you kept saying the moment's too big for Velus, and Hester was brought in to do that. They told him that's what he's going to do. Lovey was up front. These are your responsibilities. He said, man, it won't. And he said, all he kept thinking is he don't want to cost his team the game. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking that. I remember his rookie year. I was in St. Louis with my guys, and I'm telling them, it was Monday Night Football. Got some damn $30 tickets to get in. That's before, they do all this digital crap now. But
gas was $1.69 a gallon.
Right. But I told Pat, well, Kurt wasn't there. I told Pat and my guy L, like, hey, you gotta watch this guy, man. This guy's gonna run one back, maybe even two. And he ended up running 2 back that game, a kick and a punt return for a touchdown on Monday Night Football. So,
yeah, I think we messed up, man, on him. Like I would have used him as a receiver, but not like that. He just would have been a scat guy. But I'd have found a way to let him play corner. They gave up on him at corner way too fast. That man would have been returning my kicks, all of that. You sitting in the Lovey too anyway. Don't tell me he can't play corner in that system, man.
It's a slot corner. Because if he gets the damn interception, that's a touchdown.
That's what I'm saying. And he was going to figure it out, man. They didn't give him a chance.
They want to work with him. They just want him to get on the other side of the ball, catch that ball, and run it all the way back.
Right. But then, he can't catch, but we're going to try him at receiver. The way he was catching the ball was screaming at everybody, I'm a corner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And Cordell Patterson. That's another guy they gave up on.
I never understood that.
They had him like $5 million they were paying him. And he didn't go to Atlanta for much more.
Hall of Famer Cordell Patterson.
So the top two, damn near the top 2 kick returners in the history of football, he just let go, and they both end up in Atlanta.
So the Bears, is this tank we're seeing? Are they just being real smooth with tanking?
I don't think they're smart enough for that. I think that definitely they throttled it back last week, but they've been doing that pretty much the entire season.
What was up with that play calling, man? Justin was throwing 80 at an 80% clip, and they got down there after the big play and just start calling runs and shit.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's what we're saying after every damn game. What's going on with the play calling when we get in a position to win? So either, this guy is still trying to figure it out, or he's scared to make a mistake in his play calling, or I don't know what the hell is going on. But
I mean, a game like that where your quarterback is hot, having a game of his life pretty much, let him throw the damn ball.
Yeah, because come on, he's 20 for 25. Even if you mix in a call run for him,
bro, at that point he was probably like 19 for 22.
Right.
It was before the picks and all that.
So,
right.
So he's hitting the receivers, and they gotta be worried about the pass. So you got the whole playbook open, and you come out and you throw Jimmy a comeback route in the middle of a zone. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I know Justin Fields, because I remember they asked him, like, can you call out of some of that crap? This is about week 4, week 5. He's like, no, that's not my job. I think at some point, Justin Fields is going to be like, man, I got this.
Yeah.
You know, they called that crap, but we all have been out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm looking forward to that next year with the addition of, you know,
Some talent.
Talent and line play and guys he can work with. And you know, probably one of those after game meetings we go slap the shit out of the offensive coordinator. Like, man, you know, I've been trying your way for a year and a half, man. But this shit you calling in the second half, what are you doing? Are you scared?
And look what we dinking the ball to. They're not even dinking it to no explosive playmakers. If anything, I want to see a screen to commit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Run some screens and commit.
Even our running back. I told you once you were we had to show you were down on Ebner, and I told you the other guy Evans was running hard, and he was pass blocking because he's got some NFL experience.
Don't tell me you brought up Trashton Ebner on this show again.
Well, I mean, that's
Trashton Ebner.
Damn it! I'm going to eat crow.
I mean, hey, we all have to eat crow from time to time, but I wish him well. He might go to Green Bay and rush for 375 yards against the Bears in Chicago. I mean, that's how it goes.
Out on the West Coast or something. He looks like one of those guys.
San Diego or something.
Yeah, he need to be out there. But he's definitely out of here. And if he makes it, they got to release him. There's no reason to bring him back.
You got to get rid of Trashton.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the other dude, man. What's his name? Larry Jackson is what he looks.
Evans or whatever the hell. James Evans.
Yeah, he looks like a Larry Jackson. But he plays hard. He wants a job. He's earning his money.
Well, yeah, he's had a stint or two in the cup of coffee, a couple teams in the NFL. So he plays well and he wants to play. So, you know, a guy like that on your third string on your practice squad that's working his way to make it on the team, yeah, I can deal with him. Now, you know, you got the question of whether they're going to just let Montgomery go or give him some money and keep him here. But of course, the Bears will be looking for the hometown discount with the new staff. Former Bear of the Week is what's that, Quinn? He hasn't had a sack or I don't think he had a tackle since he went over to Philadelphia.
I mean, he's been doing shit in Chicago.
Now he's on the IR, so he probably won't even play again this season.
Yeah, that was something they did because he's a veteran. They were going to cut him, but they said because we respect you. You know what I mean?
You found a sucker that's willing to give us something for you. Yeah, we're going to ship you right out of town right now.
Yeah. But in the offseason, you might want to be your own agent or something because you're going either way. But love this service here, but you know.
I want to give you kudos for making those calls in the preseason last year that you should have got rid of Quinn and Raekwon the chef. Raekwon ruined it for the GM getting him out of here when he came out with that. I want to be traded.
Yeah. And they devalue me in the meetings and all that. Right.
Yeah. But luckily they're gone. Their salaries are gone. And we'll see what we can do in the offseason.
And bro, you ain't rebuilding if you ain't moving those pieces. Same thing, in Chicago with DeRozan. Let him go, release him to his destiny, get him to the Clippers. He can help the Clippers.
Go to the Lakers. Well, no, they're going to try and get you a brick boy. One of them bombs, either Patrick.
Yeah, and they don't have a first round pick, but they got one next year or something. They ain't gonna want to give it up, but they'd have to. Yeah. So, we'll take next year's first round pick and take Westbrook off your hands for that 1 year deal and give you DeRozan.
For your number one. And by the time the guy comes off bed rest, you know the team will be playing well.
Yeah, they're all going to be on bed rest up, man. DeRozan. That's the thing. So we should have a decent draft pick. I'd do that in a heartbeat. I'd do it with Levine too if I could move. You can have Levine. You can have him.
You can't. I'd put him on the first damn thing smoking. He's a loser. And he's going to continue to be a loser. So if you want a loser thinking you're going to win a championship with a loser making $200 million.
Well, I could deal with his game is tolerable, has flashes, but I don't like, guys who are inconsistently two-way players, but I could deal with that.
I'm going to tell you.
If he wasn't on bed rest,
I'm going to tell you what I
35% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy, it was his first time in the playoffs last year, and that's because DeRozan was here winning the damn games when he was on a bed
rest.
And he got to the playoffs, and he didn't finish the damn playoff series because he got hurt, and he needed to go on bed rest during the playoffs. That guy's
exactly.
And you got $200 million.
Man, max him out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd move him for Westbrook, in a first-round pick.
Right.
If you're dumb enough to do that.
Yeah.
I'd do it. But the Bulls would have to get rid of upper management because I agree with you. They don't know what they're doing. So that has to be stripped.
Yeah. And that secret of re-signing of Donovan, yeah.
No, I'd bring in the guy who was having inappropriate affairs, allegedly. What's his name? Mzumpa at Boston.
Shabarank.
Yeah, I'd make him GM.
Yeah, we can find him plenty of part-time friends for there in Chicago without the repercussions.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You go down there on Rush Street.
Oh yeah. You're the king of the town, baby.
Yeah.
You're hanging out with the 85 Bears and yeah.
Buying Pip drinks.
Pippin. Oh, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah. What happened? You lose charge?
Yeah. I forgot to plug up. Oops.
Hey, it happens there, fella. All right, you guys like, share, subscribe. Tonight is all about Primetime Abandon's mission to build up HBCUs. We're not doing any Chicago Bears predictions today because they got a bye week. We'll come back next week with our predictions for the following game, which I believe is against the Eagles. We'll be rested, coming in ready to go. And then, all right, we got our, let's see where we're at. Since we're talking NBA, top 5 NBA power ranking.
And he's back.
All right, there, fella. So we moved on to top 5 NBA power ranking. NBA top 5. I think, okay. So my number 5, although I know they lost tonight, or yesterday, was it? Suns. Phoenix Suns. That's my number 5 team.
I'm sticking with Memphis, my number 5.
Yeah, I'm keeping them off every list until they make me put them on a list after what that guy said about Michael Jordan. Yeah. All right. My number 4 team is the Pelicans, 15-8. Pelicans, 15-8.
You got the same number 4. Maybe if Zion makes it through the season, you got a good playoff series against somebody. But right now, I got him at my number 4 team, the New Orleans. Why little Pelicans fly?
He's box office. Who's your number 3 there, fella?
My number. I had changed my number 3, but I didn't write it down. But my number 3 team, I got out west, and that will be. It's not Phoenix. I'm going to go with Golden State. They got a Midland record, But damn it, I went with them in the beginning, and they're gonna stay in my top 5 until they prove they can't be in the top 5 anymore.
All right. You're right. You're Roethlisberging the integrity of the list. It's a fluid power ranking.
Yeah, the Bulls went through their problems as they got to be an older team. But as long as they make it to the playoffs, they got a shot.
All right, my number 3 team is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I picked them to finish number 3. I think when we were doing this at the beginning, that's my number 3. My number 2 is Giannis Stambo, the Greek Freak, 17-6 Bucks.
Yeah, I appreciate your Cleveland pick, but yeah, I can never pick a Cleveland team. So I'm going with number 2, Walkie for my number 2 squad.
All right. And so for our number 1 team, I got the Celts.
Yeah, well, you got to go with Boston until they any of these other teams prove that they can beat them on a consistent basis, which means 4 out of 7 or 3 out of 5. Boston is the number 1 power ranking team in the NBA, as far as I'm concerned. Boston.
But Boston, I think Boston was my number 3 team, actually, at the start. I might have had Cleveland number 2. I think that's what I did because I wasn't sure about how that new melanated coach was going to be able to handle those boys,
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'll show in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. I had, let's see, my teams were at Golden State, Memphis, Boston, Milwaukee, and Chicago, and Miami.
Yeah. All right. Let's run through these NFL ranks real quick. My number 5 team, I got, how about them Cowboys?
Them boys.
Hey, Joey White said he took the money. Yeah, he took the money. Did he sell out or was he bought out? That's the question, Joey White.
That's a tough one. Top 5. I gotta agree with you. I'm going with the boys.
All right.
After
that number,
put on those bums. Who the bums they played last week?
Yeah, they beat the dog crap out of these bums. Yeah. What was the fourth quarter? Just it was Jeff Saturday. It was Jeff Saturday. Yeah, they brought out the booth.
Yeah, they should. They should have. Yeah, they shouldn't have came out after halftime.
Joey White said both. Said he sold out and was bought out. All right. My number 4 team, I got Sideshow Bob and the KC Chiefs, 9-3.
All right. Yes, Sideshow Bob at number 4. Well, my number 4 team, I have listed the Buffalo Bills. Based on their play as of the last few weeks, I'm going with Buffalo for my number 4 team.
All right, you got those Bills at 9-3. What's your number 3 team there, fella?
Number 3 team, I'm skipping to a Norris team of the NFC North. I got to go with the Minnesota Vikings. They're my number 3 squad.
All right, so we're both in agreement on the Minnesota Vikings. They're 10-2. They've won 2 straight. The Cowboys have won 3 straight. Chiefs lost 1. My number 2 team, that's where I got the Bills at 9-3. They're riding a 3-game winning streak. And who's your number 2, fella?
At number 2, I'm sticking with Sideshow Bob. That's my fantasy quarterback. I don't give a damn what they're doing. That's my number 2 squad. Kansas City Chiefs, which will roll into my number 1 once you get done. Did you give me a number 2?
Yeah, Bills.
Bills, yeah. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
So we both got the Eagles then at 11-1. They won 3 straight.
Yeah, come on. Definitely.
Yeah, they playing good football, man.
Yeah, they're running the ball, passing the ball, whatever you want, whatever your defense can't defend, they're gonna come right out there and ram it right down your throat that week. So, I'm with Philly till somebody prove, well, at least till they do something to the quarterback or proves that these guys can't play. But nobody's done it all year.
Nobody. All right. So now we're moving over to Black Quarterback of the Week. Quarterback of the Week. Ace, I picked Justin Fields, I think the last 5 weeks straight.
Yeah.
And this was tough. This was tough for me, man. This was tough. But this was really tough. I almost want to change my vote now, but I went with Jalen Hurts, 29 for 39, 380 yards, 3 TDs passing, 5 rushes for 12 yards and 1 TD running.
Yeah. I mean, the kid's versatile. If your defensive line can't stop the run, he's gonna give you the business with himself, his offensive line, and the running backs. And if your secondary is non-productive that week, he's gonna throw the ball on you that week. So, hey, I'm always leaning toward just in time, but those 2 fourth quarter interceptions, no. Jalen Hurts, quarterback of the week.
Yeah, just imagine though, Justin Fields playing for the Eagles.
Well, yeah.
With that team.
Yeah, we could have had Jalen Hurts playing for
with a team like Jalen Hurts, because you'd have had all those other,
exactly.
Yeah.
Probably still would have had some of those defensive players, or we wouldn't have to.
We'd mess around, be flirting with 11-1 right now.
Yeah.
Would have had some continuity in your system. Would have had to keep firing coaches, changing, programs.
That's the only thing, though. You would still had Coach N-Word here and the other clown, the general manager. So.
Yeah, which means it probably wouldn't have gotten you very far in the playoffs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, unless they had the Shamrock rammed up their bum, during the playoff games, which they didn't do before because we had the double doink. We had one of the best defenses in the damn league, and you get a double doink during the playoffs.
Double doink.
Instead of bringing some damn kickers in to kick the damn ball in Soldier Field in January. But, I digress.
Joey White said the Bills are his number 3 team.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But Jay, your quarterback has had some terrible end zone picks, which some of them he's gotten past, but we'll see how they progress during this short run.
He's had those, but he's a winner.
Well,
he's got a lot of Brent Favre in him.
There's no doubt about that. And,
he's a gunslinger, and he's perfect for the city of Buffalo.
And F that scumbag Brett Favre, he's got a lot of action in him. He can run the ball and pass the ball.
Hey, listen, I've always been an FGB, and he's the ultimate piece of cheese curd that comes out of one's bum.
Yeah.
But I've always been one to separate the artist from the person.
Okay. Free R. Kelly.
Exactly. Well, I may not necessarily wear a Free R. Kelly shirt, but you may see me sliding up and down Manchester playing some R. Kelly tunes, blaring it out of the car window. What are you looking at? You know what I mean? So that's my point. Yeah, because I know that Beethoven knows what he was potentially doing with the choir boys and girls. You know what I mean?
On cocaine and whatever.
Yeah, the booger sugars.
Yeah, the illegal.
That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
So I kind of try to separate that. I'm just going by on the field. Yeah. That guy had a Motzi in him. And and that's what Allen reminds me a lot of.
Yeah, FGB and
yeah. I'm sure he probably grew up patterning himself after that guy.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
he's a gunslinger.
yeah, he's a gunslinger. Yeah.
And if you had they never called Randall Cunningham a gunslinger or Warren Moon. They probably said the kids were thugs or something.
But they weren't processing. And they were always talking to offensive coordinators who were always flabbergasted that they can't get them to remember the plays and learn the play.
Yeah.
Like they had that big guy who the league said was on lean. What's his name? DeMarcus Russell.
Marcus Russell.
You know, and you look at all these opportunities that this scumbag, what's his name? Played for Cleveland. No, just got cut and picked up by the Rams.
The number 1 pick.
Yes. Baker Mayfield. You know, what I'm saying is this guy gets recycled all through the league and name doesn't get trashed talking about his off the field issues.
Yeah.
You know, but just because they couldn't coach that big kid, DeMarcus Russell.
Yeah.
You know, he can't learn these 175 plays. You don't need those 100. Say you ride that mule till he kicks. You want to run up middle? You want to run ball up middle? You run ball up middle. You got to learn how to coach the talent that you have, bro.
Yeah, well, it's a learning curve for these coaches when they get in there in the system and they don't know how to coach these athletes how to play football.
They not creative like we was on the schoolyard. That's why you could be effective against those cats managing in baseball. Like Ace, you know, nobody would ever conceive of a direct snap to your running back when you got a DeMarcus Russell. And then on that play in the Wildcat, DeMarcus Russell is your lead fullback and he knocks the crap out of the linebacker.
A little safety or
yes. This is the type of player we have back here, and you better be prepared for all of it.
Yeah,
he can't sit back there and process because he's on lean potentially. But since I know he is potentially on this and that, he's going to run that ball right up. Man, I'd have been running traps for him, play action to the running back, and then follow the running back straight through the one hole.
Straight up. But you know, you got the what's that kid, the Ryan Leaf kid, who really was on on the Booger Sugar and
yeah, I call him Ryan Smoking Leaf.
Breaking in people's houses, and you know, they still were trying to look for an opportunity to give him to be a quarterback.
Oh yeah, he went to a penal colony, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to the same penal. No, not the same penal colony as Brittany Griner, but similar situation, and you know. He still had an opportunity to come back as an NFL quarterback. All he had to do was clean himself up and, you know, stay out of other people's houses, but he couldn't do it.
And he was never good. So he got arrested for what now?
A variety of things. I think the Booger Sugar was part of it, but breaking in houses and fraud.
Oh, so he was stealing for Booger Sugar.
Yeah, he couldn't control himself.
Where was his agent that had taken 30% of his proceeds?
Yeah, well, once there was no contract.
Once the money's not coming no more, you can't give him some Booger Sugar here and there to keep him from breaking into people's houses.
There's no reason to talk to that son of a bitch.
He's on Booger Sugar, honey. Hang up on him.
I gave him the telephone number to Narcotics Anonymous, and he never called.
Oh boy!
I called and I followed up. I said, "Did he call?" I gave him the number, and they said he never called. So, yeah. What else you want me to do?
What else do you want me to do?
Right.
He kept calling and telling me to come over, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. I couldn't trust me, and you know my wallet there. I had to leave my wallet in the car.
Yeah, he might have a gun.
I had to drive the station wagon. My wife's car, the maid's car, and I didn't trust the situation, so I did what I could for him.
Well, what's your thoughts on Handy J's return? His team kicked butt. They won in all phases.
Oh, his team did,
Yeah.
Handy J, I think he stunk up the field.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah.
He stunk it up in a way. He did stink it up.
Yeah. But, you got to give him rust. You got to give him some leeway for rust, You got to come back and learn how to run his team. Well, this isn't even his team. This isn't the team he left when he was playing football. He's on an entirely different team. He was only able.
He's in an interesting situation too.
Yeah.
You know, with all the stuff going on, all of the allegations,
Allegedly.
like, yeah, and being the highest paid player in the history of football, all guaranteed. Because normally he'd be on a short leash. All right, well, you know, like you were talking about Ryan Leaf, you know, we'll give you 1 year at it. You know, if you keep your nose clean and, you know, and keep your clothes on at the massage parlor, allegedly. You know,
yeah.
But he's getting paid so much money, man. He started at least 3 years.
Yeah, he's got to play. You get this guy this type of money,
guaranteed.
He's got to play. You know, he's got to play until they break his legs or whatever happens out there on the football field.
He can go into the owner's office only wearing his quarterback dries hand towel. You know what I mean? And lay down on the owner's desk, throw all his stuff off the desk and lay there. He could do that at $250 million guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, it was a hell of a gamble by the Cleveland Browns. I understood. But, you know, that's another question. They had the guy that plays for the Rams now and been cut by everybody he's touched. The
Baker, yeah.
And you get rid of this guy. Well, I don't even think they had gotten rid of him at that time. And you bring in Handy J and give him $250 million. So I don't know if he has some pictures on somebody in Cleveland.
Man, they had Homer Simpson negotiating on behalf of Cleveland. He probably said, listen, give me $220 million and I need 170 guaranteed. Listen, Deshaun, you're in a lot of trouble now. We're going to give you $250 million, all guaranteed, and that's my final offer. You're not, by this time, you haven't been playing football in 2 years. You're going to be rusty. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's my final offer.
Well, let me talk to my agent now. Don't go anywhere.
But they were smart, Ace. They structured it because I think they knew this year he was going to be basically learning to play all over again because they structured it where he's not getting the bulk of that money this year.
Yeah, they knew he was going to get suspended because of, you know, the case allegations and them trying to save face. And, you know, it's the NFL.
How many games you give him before he's looking like the old Deshaun Watson, or will he ever look like the old Handy J?
Well, he did play against a Lovie Smith defense, and he was in an adverse situation in his old city. So I give him 3. Now,
3 games? So you think maybe the last game of this season, he's going to be, would you give him at least that? Or are you willing to eat crow? We're talking old Deshaun Watson, top 5 form. That means he'll be, you know, say top 7 playing like that, where you can say, oh, yeah, he's top 7 all day. Move over Allen, move over this guy and that guy.
He hasn't been practicing. I'd say 3 games. I mean, you know, because you got to go with the damn coaches and the coordinators. You got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Amari Cooper out there. There's no reason. He had a stud tight end too. There's no reason that he has to come in and carry the team right away. But you got to put the team in a position to win while he's getting used to his squad. So I give him 3 games.
Yeah, because he hadn't even been able to practice.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to take week 4 of next season.
Next season?
Yeah. Before he's back to all pro form.
Season. Well, all pro, yeah. I'm just talking about serviceable.
No. I keep saying, you know, back to top 7.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the way he was.
That's definitely next year.
Yeah.
Because they still got to make some moves. Damn.
Well, you remember he used to play with garbage.
Yeah.
When he got down there, the Texans, they had nothing.
Yeah.
Eventually, they picked up Hopkins, I think, but they had nothing.
Hopkins is a beast. And, you know, I would have just been throwing it to him, too. But, you know, eventually teams will double team or triple team. But
yeah, and he started getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I say week 4. Trackhouse Studio said he can't call it, but I do know Coach Prime is a celebrity coach. This is about Pac-12 upcoming TV deal. He thinks Jackson State University only had 4 home games. I believe was a script to show he could fill the seats. Interesting. Well, I say that's a good precursor into the topic that we're on, and let me get some more Jose Chivas.
Of course,
Chivas Regal.
Prime.
I'm not getting paid for this.
Sell the seats. I mean, what else? What else you gonna do in Jackson, Mississippi? For those who have been there, either to the university or just to the town in general. So yes, that's what he was coming there to do. But you got to break up the economics of the situation versus his verbiage of what he said he was going to do there, and versus, you know, the opportunity he was given in Colorado. So there's a few different scenarios you got to look at to determine what he did, whether he sold out or he was bought out, or
well, you know, you and I, we personally covered. We've done 2 shows on Prime's journey.
Yeah.
Since he started, you know, with JSU. And so let's just back up to the beginning. Like, what was your understanding of what his goal was? Because I'll tell you, I heard him say things, because somebody even asked him about money, and he was like, well, you know, certainly I'm not doing this for the money. You know, doing this to get these kids to the NFL.
So being careful with his statement, if he's saying he's doing it for the kids, he can circle back and say, you know, I'm giving other kids, not just these Jackson State HBCU kids, giving other kids an opportunity to go to a PWI and experience all the things I experienced as a youth, going to the Florida State University. So, I mean, it's a matter of what you're taking his word for, as far as what he said when he first got to Jackson State.
Because I remember when the rumors started coming that this school was interested, this Power 5 school was interested in him, this and that and the other, I never thought that he was interested in any of that.
Of course.
So he had Prime Academy, he started, and he coached it himself.
Yeah.
For the kids. You know, the good Lord told him to start a school and coach the football team.
No accreditation. Okay.
All right. So then now he used that coaching experience to coach JSU.
Yeah. Yeah. Allegedly. But it was all like the chat said, he's a celebrity coach. So his celebrity lured JSU into hiring him. Of course, they weren't paying any coaches $300,000 to come to Jackson, Mississippi. So they, quote unquote, were stretching the budget to bring him there. I'm sure he covered his Vic in Jackson State with, you know, the sponsors he brought in, Under Armour, the TV deals, and I'm sure he covered all that. You know, from what I've heard and researched, the university did what most HBCUs do once you get an influx of money, sponsorships, or in this case, money for the football program is reallocated to the entire university, whether it's the teachers, you know, the president of the school.
Not just HBCUs, every university does that, but go ahead.
Right, absolutely. But the amount that probably Prime brought in for the Jackson State University program versus what anything that they were bringing in for the last 10 years before. It had to seem like hitting the lottery. And unfortunately, when they cashed that ticket, cashing the ticket didn't include, a raise for him. Or, I mean, how could they compete with, going from a salary of $300,000 to 5.9 million? So I don't know what the relationship.
So it was a money grab.
Well,
Must be the money. So he was doing it for the money the whole time.
Absolutely. If
He wasn't doing it for the kids. See, okay, I can understand. Your average Joe Schmo's not a celebrity coach. I never heard that he was wanting for money. He never said that his family was destitute or struggling, or he blew all his cash. He's still getting endorsement money.
Yeah.
I'm saying, so we have a guy who has the money.
Yeah.
Has the money to basically volunteer for such a plight, which is what he indicated that he was doing in the beginning.
Right. But I guess mentally said, well, how long is my volunteer time here at JSU? I love JSU.
It's until I get a $6 million offer.
Right. So, I mean, let's say.
So instantly, he's now recruiting our kids away, which is what he was talking about when he started his plight. So instantly, he's now working at an institution, and he's recruiting our kids away to go to these other schools, and
it's a total reversal of what he said.
Yes,
the African American youth should be doing as young Black males when he first arrived at
yes.
So not just for Jackson State, just for the HBCUs or SWAC or
correct
whatever he told us that he was a part of.
Correct.
Yeah. So he's in total contrast to the speech he made upon entering the university and building all his hope and of what he was going to do for not only Jackson State University, but just for the HBCU community as far as
the
football.
Black community.
Yeah. So
I'm not saying he owes that to us, right? It's like me coming out and saying, the Lord motivated me to pay your mortgage for this year.
Yeah.
And then after 2 payments saying, well, the Lord motivated me not to pay it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's my problem with his verbiage on every.
And I'm super rich. You understand what I'm saying? Ace? In this thought experiment. And I'm super rich. I got the money to pay your mortgage off.
Yeah. Allegedly. He did go through a divorce, but I don't think he paid his ex that. No, Michael Jordan.
Must be the prenup.
I'm sure you had one. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
I'm not calling this guy a sellout, but go ahead, bro. My bad. Go ahead.
I don't think I'm not either. I'm just saying all the people with the vitriol for his beginning statements, I don't even think they remember his beginning statements. They just like, well, he left to get more money, so he's a bad man. He left. He left for more money. He was making $300,000. This university offered him $5.9 million, picked him up in a damn plane. And possibly he's looking for the next contract after this when he's going to be making $10, $11 million a season once he gets this team winning. So,
I mean, it could be said that he used the struggle for his own personal gain.
Yeah, he did. He pimped the struggle.
Like a gangster rapper.
He pimped the struggle, yeah. Yeah, I want to end the struggle. I want all these universities have TV contracts. I want all of these universities have the facilities of the PWIs or the Power Five schools. I want all of these HBCUs to be on a level playing field.
He had JSU training to do that.
Yeah. So I started it, but I didn't necessarily say I was going to finish. Can he say that?
No, because he hasn't proven anything. They haven't beaten a Power Five school.
Well, I don't think he really said that. He just wanted to level the playing field, allegedly, is what he said.
And we don't even know if that's the case.
Right. He got JSU a new meeting room and some.
Well, I'm saying roll with me. Let's just say had he not taken the job and he stayed there another 5 years, what do you think JSU would be? Or had he said, you know what, I'm leaving JSU, I'm going to Howard. It's going to be better for recruiting. They got a bigger endowment, and Howard offered me a better job, more money, $800,000 or $1 million a year. Howard could be like the Duke, like Coach K did for Duke. It was a nobody school when it came to athletics, but it was great in academics. But I'm saying, thought experiment though. Where do you think they would have been 5 years from now? Just winning the SWAC, just 12-0 every season? Or do you think that maybe some of these younger kids and families would have started buying in and all of the top recruits would have been going there?
Personally, I had no thought that he would be there that long. Even when it was floated last year that he was interviewing with some of these Power Five schools, and they were trying to see if he can process, handling a PWI program and coaching PWI quarterback and working with the boosters and all the crap. They say he needs to be a head coach. I didn't consider him staying at Jackson State and the SWAC or the HBCU for a number of additional years. Personally, I thought it was just a matter of him getting a certain level of success, a certain amount of notoriety for either himself or Jackson State or both, which some would say he did. And then when the opportunity came, he was going to move on.
So why didn't he just go there and coach?
Well, he said he did. But
no, he brought in all of the issues with college recruitment and the disadvantages in the HBCUs. He brought all of that to the national forefront.
That's all the elephant in the room for all the HBCUs, along with the money going out of the program and into the school. And
well, it's because we don't send our kids there. As soon as desegregation took place, as soon as the sports started breaking the color line, we start saying it's our reward to go play for these big schools, to get these, we call it opportunities. And sounds like a lot like opposition a lot of times.
Well, a lot of these PWIs were bringing the bag for the superstar athletes.
That's what I'm saying. It's always the bag. So
everybody was chasing the bag. And then you have the situation where a lot of these schools are mismanaged. There are a lot of administrators there that aren't doing the right things, or it's a situation where the HBCUs aren't, putting the students first. And that's what I thought was part of his speech as far as what he was going to change. Even the students or the student athletes or whoever was at the university, that they were going to start doing the right things to help the athletes at these universities as well as
Right. And now that he's gone, they're not going to have the same access.
Well, truthfully, I would say it was limited to Jackson State and all the schools that Jackson State played. Other than that, there weren't going to be any changes anywhere else.
So do you think he's going to schedule a SWAC team and go on the road and play in the SWAC now that he's at Colorado?
Maybe the first year or two, yeah, because those are the teams he needs to be playing. You want to need to pad that record. Put those those non-conference games against SWAC teams. Maybe
Yeah. No, I mean, go play the best team in the SWAC.
the best team in the SWAC was his team, and they won't be the best team anymore.
Well, I'm saying it's still, well, then it'll be whoever the next best team is. What I'm saying is it's part of the things he was talking about in some of his interviews. I can't get nobody to schedule me. They won't come play here. You know, he can go play there. So will he do that? Hopefully.
That should be a top priority of his based on, you know, the rhetoric that he put out, but it's just time will tell. You know, now he can hide behind, you know, the schedule that this major conference team, this Pac-12 team has already made, and the contracts, and we got to play these guys. Of course, he can change the schedule to play different teams, but now if it's outside of year one or year two, and they start winning, now it comes down to strength of schedule, and he's gonna use the rhetoric where I can't schedule.
That's what I'm saying. So now we just in blackface.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So if you're looking for anything different,
Right. That's why I said shame on me for buying into it. Because my man said celebrity coach, and you know, that's pretty much it. It's like Donald Trump is a celebrity politician. Trackhouse said, I said the Pac-12 needs to fill the seats. Cameras follow the players, taking our biggest resources. Big Ten deal is $7 billion, 6 years. Pac-12 is coming out of 12-year, $3 billion deal. Correct. And that's TV money.
yeah,
And had he just stayed the course, I'm not saying he was wrong, because I've said 20x raise. I'm thinking of, you know, what that would do for me and my family, 20x. But if I'm sitting on money already, and I'm working at the Boys and Girls Club just to teach those kids the triangle, and then LeBron's private school, where it's out here in Sierra Canyon, calls me and says, you want to be the head coach? Yeah, I want to be the head coach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's an opportunity. He can spin it in his head that it's an opportunity to help African American players or melanated players make it to Colorado, where they wouldn't have the opportunity to make it there. But you know, I mean, come on, man, it's 300. It's 300,000 a year versus, you know, 5.9 million. And who made Deion Sanders, the Martin Luther King of Black coaches? I mean,
Deion did.
Right.
Let's say Jackie Robinson, you in charge, and y'all stopped crime. Baseball was thriving. Black kids are just banging down the door. You building that up, and you already got millions of dollars in the bank, and you're offered a 20x raise. Listen, I'm not here to call him a sellout. I'm not here to, you know, say that Deion did anything that I necessarily wouldn't have done. he could have just gone in there and coached the damn team, man. Recruit, coach. But maybe I wouldn't have done it any different. Maybe I shouldn't have assumed that it was something different about him. That's what made the whole thing phenomenal. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gave an F.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the timing and
it feels like whenever we start building something, we get bought out.
well, yeah. I mean, it goes back to
Everything.
Beach Self-Love show last night. I mean, you try to build something in our community, and once the person that has the great idea or has the
BET, for instance.
once they offer you them $1 billion, then they're done. You got $1 billion, you can pick the next person with the next great idea and open your next company, but it's easier just to take the $1 billion and invest it safely and not do anything else for the community. So,
But book bags and turkeys.
book bags.
Now that you got money, we can do some turkey. I just found it, bro. Like, in Colorado, ain't 70%. Those players ain't 75% black, but not that I care. You should be a coach for everybody.
Well,
but now he's recruiting kids. So to Trackhouse's point, well, he said taking our biggest resources. So I was saying our biggest resources are the players.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if he meant that, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And so now he's part of the whole scenario of taking our resources out of our communities, training and cultivating them for, you've been on these universities.
Yeah.
You know how those trustees think. We don't know what's in their heart.
Yeah, sure we do.
Making all of them rich, money on top of money.
Yeah.
When had he built that program, and I know it had to be something to do with the business, had to be something like, you know what I mean? You build a program, you get rich either way. I don't think Coach K is hurting for money.
No, but it's a different business model. From personal experience, even Jazzy being down there with his wife, working at that university. My son playing baseball at HBCU and going through 3 or 4 athletic directors trying to become eligible to play as a graduate student at a HBCU, and nobody can figure out what to get done. It's just frustrating for somebody that's trying to get something done, and you have all this opposition. I mean, that a lot of people, that most of the alumni, the people looking at him taking the money and taking the contract, they don't understand the frustration of someone that's really trying to get something done, if that's what he was doing, and having an opposition who brought you in and said, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, the East St. Louis football coach, I read his book. His name I'm drawing a blank on. He fought that down there in the boogie. But all they did was win state championships. And,
they won this.
And he put kids in college who went to NFL. But he dealt with what you're talking about. He dealt with the city of East St. Louis, so you can imagine politics and the money shortages and stuff like that.
Right. Because, it's the same thing. This hand sees this money and, this money's coming to us. So, it's supposed to be going back into the program. But, we're going to slide this to the side and see what you do next year.
Yeah, I guess ultimately then, the fix for this is for a conglomerate of brothers and sisters to start a private university and build it from the ground up.
Gotta fix these damn universities we got.
But we don't have those. That was a point Tory made.
What's that?
We don't have the HBCUs though. Like, we don't own that.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep running into that.
So you need to create a new model.
Yeah. Like Duke is a private school.
Yeah. So just because these HBCUs have these lineage of history and time and basically screwing up, it's time to go to a new model.
Correct. I'm not discounting Howard and some of your, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you can get into Howard, go.
Yeah.
But
just collecting money, messing over students, flirting year in and year out with whether they're going to keep accreditation.
Correct. If you can go to Fisk, go.
Yeah.
But like just the way we started those, what they call those high school teams in that private, like AD played for one of them type.
Yeah.
Yeah. We needed, Yeah. You know what I mean? And then recruit and say, come here. You know what I'm saying? Come here. Right. We ain't got much, but y'all could be the best damn team in the country and we can shake the world.
We're gonna build it. We're gonna bring in the educators. We have the administrators. We're gonna have the real world classes that you need to achieve and us to achieve and everybody to grow. And
correct.
We can get rid of the crap and the stealing and the mismanagement and the
correct
hearing. So yeah, absolutely.
And challenge the kids academically. Start with 1, maybe build 2. And Trackout said the 613 African Americans on Colorado campus. We usually met our wives in college. So now you have 85% of the athletes are Black, but only make up 3% of the classroom.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah, we knew that at University of Illinois.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's every PWI.
And then they end up with Buffy on it on their on their arm.
Yeah, well, of course, winning sports programs brings more a little bit more, but not a lot more diversity. So instead of them having 800, they'll go to 1,200 next year, and maybe 2,000 the following year, and
Well, Ace, and then in his speech, he said to Colorado, I'm here. He looked around the room. He said, many of y'all won't be here. He didn't base it upon but if you bust your butt, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And then right away said, and this is your quarterback, his son, bro, and he's here. My son is committed, but ain't nothing given. Everything's earned, even by my son. Bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now you're telling the other kids at Jackson State not to go into the portal. The only reason I'm here is because of you.
Well, I mean, some of them have to realize that they're athletically can't play in a.
That's fine, but go in the portal. If
go
you
get, you want to go.
Right. If
go to your home, yeah.
I'm not. I'd say the word I would use for it, Ace, is disappointed. I was disappointed.
I got you.
Because I bought his crap that he was selling.
I got you. Now he's also going into the Pac-12. They're losing a couple teams. So what was it? What was it called?
Yeah, USC is coming to the Big Ten.
USC and UCLA.
Yeah.
And the Big Ten is going to have the biggest television contract in the country. So,
But what are the possibilities that the white supremacy just put all that together to stop his movement? They could fire him in 2-3 years. He got the money.
Okay, his son will be out of there by then. So you gotta ultimately you gotta look at it as his personal goals will be achieved by the time they find out that he can't do what he said he's going to do, or by the time he does what he says he's going to do. His son's going to be starting quarterback.
But it's not like his son is getting offers based upon Coach Prime. His son could have gone to a Power 5 school from the jump his damn self, but he
stuck with his dad.
Yes, he followed his dad's mission.
Yeah.
And because his son went there, then you got this other kid that we did the show on, went there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we weren't in those rooms. Maybe the rhetoric that was given to them was, we're going to go here to Jackson State. We're going to
win 2 SWAC titles.
We're going to win some SWAC titles, and
head on to another school that you could have went to.
Yeah.
And then I'll be your coach. And then I'll be your coach in 2 years.
I'll be the coach and your dad, and I had a private jet, and I had a mansion on campus.
And we'd have better facilities.
Everything's going to be hunky-dory.
That would make sense.
Yeah. I mean, especially for Travis Hunter, he could have went to any school in the country. Any school,
Yeah, I'm telling you, Deion's son was a high recruit too.
Yeah.
Not like Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter was top 3, number 1 on many people's best player in the best recruit in the country.
Right. But now you look at that, going there to Colorado, and the coach then promised you something. He promised you to be your friend for life. I don't know. I know what they told everybody why he came to Jackson State, but come on, man. Dude got a private jet that flew him to the press conference, and him and his family.
Bro, he came in that speech. You saw in the promo video, and I'm here with my people.
Yeah.
I'm here with my people.
Yeah.
And just 2 years later, you're at Colorado, man.
Oh yeah. Well, it was all a dream. Used to read Word Up magazine.
Yeah, I'm more disappointed in myself than I am with Deion.
Because you believe. And that's what the steak oil salesman does for you. It makes you believe. This is going to cure you. This is going to fix everything.
Trackout said that I believe was a script. I'm telling you. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to realize.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back and watch our shows we did on this, Ace. Because we've been covering Deion and this whole movement. We're fired up about it because it's like, finally, we talk about in our community how the black person with the money and the influence, if somebody just would, Cuba's doing it with the 3-on-3 league, if somebody would just take the lead. We talked about specifically why they ain't going to these black colleges and just build that up. Right. And then all of a sudden, Deion is like he was watching the show, came out of nowhere and made the announcement.
You got, where's Eddie George at? Tennessee State? I believe he's at Tennessee State. Eddie George, running back from Ohio State.
Yeah.
I believe he's in the Hall of Fame. Did Deion play them?
I'm not sure.
I'll have to look that up. I have it for you in the next our next show. But did that guy had he's a retired NFL pro. Did Jackson State play them? You're talking about the teams that you need to play to build up your program or build up HBCUs. I know that Jackson State would have destroyed them, but you got to have them on your schedule.
Yeah, you mean, yeah, because that was like a big rivalry or something. I think that's what got everybody pissed. He didn't play. I don't know if it was Tennessee State, but he didn't play. That might have been the game.
Yeah.
He didn't play it because they were going to play somewhere else. And then so he started getting a lot of friction from that community. And that's, you know, because it started seeming like he was on his own agenda.
Well, now that you see he is, you know what it is. So he can come out with his pearly whites and, you know, his limp, and, you know, tell you what he's doing. I'm black, so, you know, I'm still gonna recruit the best black athletes.
Bro, now I've always thought with the curl and the Miami, and Booger Sugar might be involved here.
What he said. Michael Irvin said he didn't do the Booger Sugar. So.
Michael Irvin's a damn lie, allegedly. Oh, he said Prime didn't?
Prime didn't. Prime,
okay.
Prime came and get him like, yeah, you need to stop that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's been happening since.
Well, that was while they were playing. But
Trackout said we gave him a job and he turned it into reality TV. And you know, and his son is doing the social media. So it just really feel like it was all a ploy at the end of the day, Ace.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for the money, but to increase his coaching status.
Yeah.
So that now
eventually it will be for the money.
Yeah.
Eventually it will. I mean, you got Mel Tucker in the Big Ten, melanated brother at Michigan State. And
he played running back for somebody.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah, and I also think he was a coach for the Bears at one point.
Yeah, running backs coach.
Yeah, but he, you know, he had a decent season, and he ended up, you know, parlaying that into like a 10-year, $90 million contract with Michigan State, and they sucked last year. But you know, what you gonna do? You gonna fire somebody?
Yeah, his money's guaranteed.
Yeah, that's 1 year into a $90 million contract. And that's probably the road that Deion is trying to aspire to.
I mean, he wonders why other coaches don't like him. He literally comes out and says, if you've already committed to a school, but you ain't really sure, I'm here.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what dude said, you ain't swag, baby. You ain't swag. Made that into a damn song.
I think that's what pissed him off.
Yeah.
Because that's like saying you ain't black.
Yeah, well, you ain't swag.
Yeah.
You are Pac-12. You Pac-12. So, you know, I mean, there's been signs. I didn't expect him to stay longer than 3 years at Jackson State.
Bro, I thought he was there to get them as one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That was good speech, but it was going to take more than 3 years, and that was probably going to be more time that he wanted to spend in Jackson.
When the city can't even supply the people with fresh water.
Yeah, so yeah. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Why Jackson State? No knock to Jackson State, but man, he should have been talking to Howard's AD from the jump. Like, look, man, y'all missing out on, boy, this is candy money y'all missing on. Y'all got the academics already. You know what I'm saying? Is the parents are waiting on me to show up because of y'all academics. And man, we're going in and talk that sweet stuff about the history of academics at Howard and what we're doing here and how we're going to be the Duke University. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he had no interest in academics.
You know, they got water at Howard.
He graduated himself. I mean, come on. He had no interest in academics. And maybe Howard wasn't.
I know, because he keeps talking about, I get these kids to the NFL. I'm like, bro, the odds of that. I mean, if you got all the top recruits every year, then yes, like Alabama, you're getting them to the NFL. Okay, whatever you want to tell yourself.
You're not saying that, 15 of them are transferring a year after they get there, they're not gonna play. You get into the NFL. But he had no interest in academics, so he probably couldn't sell that story to Howard. He couldn't sell that story to other universities.
I see what you're saying. That Booker Sugar story.
Yeah.
The good Lord told me to come here and get out of my office. Get out and take the Booker Sugar with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Not that I'm against God, but that's between you and God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that that lie you're telling, it's gonna flow with somebody. There's so many schools out there that need,
so it floated with Jackson State, the perennial doormat in the SWAC.
Yeah. And they got football history. So
yeah. Walking paper
was there.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of players coming out of there in the 70s.
Bro, do you know what his legacy would have been had he just stuck it out and they'd have went up to Bama and beat the shit out of Bama one year, bro, because we would get the best players in the country, the best black athletes, and then some white ones would have started going. Some of that line would have started going. You'd have been like UNLV, bro. You'd have had a Tark. You'd have got Deshaun Handy J. Watson's little black book and gave it out to the players. Made it like Miami was when what's your boy built it at Miami? Jimmy Johnson, when he had to leave because they were giving all the kids Booger Sugar, allegedly in my mind. You remember they all had dripping curls at Miami, the Hurricanes. Canes is in there, you're right. But I'm saying, bro, that could have been Jackson State.
Yeah.
But then clubs would have built. You'd opened up a restaurant right there, Ace, and a nightclub and a bar. And, we got to have a strip club and get the rappers there, baby. Yeah. We got to get the rappers there.
Rappers. They come straight down from Memphis. Go right into Jackson. They can't fly. But they could drive. They could drive to Jackson.
Bro, the stadium would have been named after him, bro. He'd have had a big statue. He'd have been like the Newt Rockney of JSU.
Now you're talking about a time commitment into Jackson State, which I don't think he had time commitment to really make what he said he was going to do happen, especially once they didn't have no water. So, but I mean, prior to the water situation, I don't think he really had the time commitment to say, I'm going to go in and make all of these fantastic things happen in Jackson State. If it happens in the time period that I'm here, that's great.
Man, you got all them kids that are suffering the same shit you suffering. You're the one who told them to come, Ace. That man sat in your house and told you and told you and Deuce, come here, you know what I'm saying? Come to this school, and Deuce could have gone to Ohio State, Michigan State, Howard. He could, I'm saying, Ace, that's what I'm saying. This is what this guy did.
Straight to their face. I asked nephew who's going to Texas. You going, Prime is in oh
yeah, did Prime call him?
No. His mother went to Jackson State though.
Prime should have called.
But he was like, yeah, I'm an offensive lineman. I can't. That ain't for me. I got to go somewhere where I can be
develop against so them top defensive linemen.
Yeah, absolutely. So it would have been a fantasy as far as what he said he would do for them, and NIL and blah blah blah, all the stuff you can get anywhere. But imagine him committing to go there and then finding out that, the coach is going to go make $6 million and he's going.
Imagine me convincing my son to go there, bro. These kids didn't grow up dreaming to play for Jackson State.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And they're there on the strength of this man, bro. He looked fathers and mothers in the eye and said, I'm going to be here with this kid. I know it's kind of shady down here. Yeah. It's crime in this area, but we're cleaning up the campus. Campus getting better. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be here, with your kid throughout his life, at the program.
All right. I'm going to at least make sure he gets to the next level. And he had no intention.
Correct. No, he had no intention. He had no intention. He was trying to get himself to the next level.
Yeah, and what he was telling himself in his head, or that hey, all these coaches lie. So I'm not. It's a possibility.
Ace, you lying. I don't want to call the school a shithole, but in comparison, to these universities,
yeah, it's a shithole. You got Clemson a damn $5 million locker room. You got for baseball. I ain't talking about what they do for football. Come on.
Their endowment his salary is 10% of their endowment. His new salary is 10% of that school's endowment. These major universities got $1 billion annual endowments. So that should tell you, like, that's all I'm saying. And I'm sure those parents are like, the only reason we're doing this is because of you. Look me in my eyes and tell me, and all he hearing in the background is must be the money. Hey, Trackhouse said, have you heard any comments from either of these SWAC coaches? I'm telling you, brother, he sold the narrative by filling the seats ratings. He was taunting them about what he could do. Outsold every school in Mississippi, even the Alabama-Mississippi State game. It was all about showmanship, Black empowerment, BS. We got to do better and establish a code of conduct in our community. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, well, that's what you said last night on the show. And yeah, you have these people that have the power, the platform, the money, the availability to make things happen, but they come out here with selling the snake oil, and then they're gone for the money.
And let's say, Ace, let's say I'm Dion, or I'm a great, Hall of Famer in 2 sports, whatever, and I did that.
Yeah.
And when I'm leaving, let's say you're a former athlete as well. When I'm leaving, I'm not going to leave the place without saying, but I'm leaving Ace. You understand what I'm saying, bro? Like, he just up and left, man.
Yeah. Now he says he's going to coach the bowl game.
I would have fired him.
Right. What do you mean coaching the bowl game? You work for another university. You're not coming back here. Get out of here. But yeah, he's supposedly setting up one of his coaches to coach the team. But you're still recruiting and taking the players from this university.
From your new coach.
Yeah. And you're not doing the things that you promised, or the things that God spoke to you to say to do for this university and for the HBCUs and for Black football. And you want to go, now he can go into these houses now as Coach Prime, the Power 5 coach, and I can do this for you when you come to Colorado, blah, blah, blah.
Correct. Don't go to Jackson State because, man, they ain't even got water.
Yeah, but come on, bro.
And Ace, he never said one down thing throughout his pro career. Never used his platform for that shit then.
Yeah, so with
never.
That you retired, you specified this mission that you're going to go in and complete, or at least get somewhere down the road for these schools, not just Jackson State, but entire HBCUs, as far as, these games, TV contracts, just more liquid viability for these schools. And yeah, you're gone because you got your money.
Which is a microcosm of our society.
Yeah, because you're not going to spend your money once you get it in our community anyway.
Even if you do, it doesn't replace the boots on the ground, that energy you were given and the hope you was giving to those kids. Yeah. Now, what do you say Well, at least he's doing something. What are you doing? What is everybody else doing? I know you're doing something. You coach it. I'm saying though, I got a problem with that when our people say that because, okay, it's to an extent. If you're going to criticize Malcolm X, then I'm going to say, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm trying to say, right? It's levels to it. But if you're criticizing O.J. Simpson, and I'm like, well, he's a Hall of Fame football player. What have you done? Not saying O.J. is guilty or innocent, because that's a whole nother show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I can tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not using the struggle for my own personal gain.
And the bottom line is that's basically what he did and is doing and is going to continue to do until he gets to his bottom line, whether it's making a $10 million, $12 million contract, or his son getting to the league and him being able to coach his son in the league. But don't use the struggle for that ends to your means, because it's quite disheartening that we have to live through that after you told these parents, these student athletes, the world, this is what you're here to do for the HBCUs and for your community. So
yeah, and because if it's not about the money, he'd be like, and I'm sending 5.6 of this 5.9 million to the HBCUs every year.
Yeah, they can send $1 million.
5.6. If it's not about the money, you see, that's what I'm saying. People be blowing shit out their asshole.
Right.
It ain't about the money, but I want my $20 back. Well, then it's about the money. it's
20%, saying 1.3 or what, 1.2 million, whatever, how many million to Jackson State every year.
Right, to their endowment.
Yeah.
And then he was saying that he couldn't get other people. And I wonder if he was only asking Black people for help, because, he should have plenty of white friends and people with money. He was saying that he couldn't get people to help. They could have done a regular GoFundMe. Hey, we're raising money for the football program. With that platform he created, people would have I would have donated, bro.
All them people showing up to the games with their fur coats at homecoming, and we don't need to see your fur coat. Send some money to the damn football program. It could have called Brett Favre.
Brett Favre could have got some money from the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree though, bro. We definitely got to do better, man.
Gotta do better.
I'm not so far, because it's people who just don't understand like this side of it, and I do get the other side. Basically, you're saying, okay, so if it was that bad, then why'd you go there in the first place? These are the questions you have to start asking yourself. If the facilities and everything was so bad, why'd you go there in the first place? Well, I'm here to turn everything around so we can get these kids some better facilities and better opportunities, right? So I guess you could say he did that.
Yeah, but that's just the one school. If the administration structure, which everybody's witness at these schools is bad, then it's a matter of taking care of that. Finding out how to separate the school administration from the sports administration and getting stuff done at these particular universities. But
yeah, I would have liked to have seen them, and I hope somebody else does it, is get to the point where they're so good, they're getting so much of our talent from around the nation that they're winning every game like 58-0, where it forces a hand of the BCS to start adding a SWAC team, because they've been expanding the playoffs, that kind of thing. Adding a SWAC team, because basically they're getting so many teams, they could just do whoever wins each conference. You know what I mean, and then have a couple, right?
Because they're expanding the playoff, I believe. If it's not next year, the year after.
Yeah.
They're expanding the playoff. So if you're expanding it, take the best SWAC team. And
correct.
Of course, there'll be an uproar over this because this team was undefeated and this team did that. Whatever crap is going to come up. But Okay, who cares? This SWAC team has a spot, just
Correct.
like in NFL. No matter what your record is, the division winner.
Yeah, Brady might be, 6-11 and get in this year.
So don't there's a way around all of that. It can be written into the bylaws or whatever rules you're doing for this playoff,
and that would help the SWAC recruit. Because now I can tell these kids, look, all we gotta do is get through the SWAC, and you could go show what you could do right there in that game.
Best teams in the country.
Right. And I would be recruiting you like, you're not here for the facilities, you're here for the movement.
Yeah.
We're here to go kick some cracker ass.
Right. But that's all over with because the coach that supposedly was spearheading it left. So he never gave his reason.
Well, let's set Dion aside. Why hasn't anyone else just filled the void by now? That's what I'm wondering. Like, why hasn't anyone else filled the void by now? You're on camera there, fella. Yeah.
Why hasn't anyone else filled the void?
Another black coach stepped up.
It's the same. It's the same reason. I'm sure they told Dion.
So they'd rather be the assistant running backs coach at Alabama, than the head coach at Jackson State.
Assistant running backs coach at Alabama is probably making
$150,000 a year.
$1 million.
He ain't making that damn much. But I'm just saying, we'll just say running backs coach. Running backs coach, yeah.
Running backs coach, you're right. So let's say the assistant running back coach, let's say he's making what Dion's making. Let's say he's making $300,000 or $250 or $150.
Right. You'd rather be there under the tutelage of these major coaches than being a head coach for the same money at a black school. As a black man. I'm not saying you personally.
Yeah.
But this is what seems to be happening.
Yeah, it's exactly what's happening. And then once they get to these particular schools, if they don't win or
if that coaching regime they're under loses, right?
Yeah, they're not gonna give them that kind of money. Dion is a Hall of Famer. He was making $300,000 in 2022. So what do you think they're gonna pay the assistant running backs coach at the University of Alabama? No matter how his skill level is available.
Well, I'm saying he's not going to be the assistant running back coach there. He's going to be the head coach.
Yeah.
He's going to be the former assistant running back coach at, say, Colorado, but he's black and he's had a former NFL career, and now he wants to be the head coach at JSU. What do you offer a guy like that as the JSU. AD? Yeah, right now.
They'd offer him between 75 and 100 grand.
That's ridiculous.
But it is what it is.
So it shouldn't always be about the money. You can't tell me that you're doing what you do for Jackie Robinson for the money.
Well, it's volunteer. But once you get
you think all the Negroes played in the Negro leagues for the money? Go ahead, bro.
No, they were playing for
Slappy McPherson.
Slappy. Slappy McHappy. No, they were planning to have the opportunity to hopefully get to the major leagues and maybe get the major league minimum or whatever the major league minimum was then. It was more than what the Negro League players was making. And after Jackie went through whatever he went through, but it is what it is. That's what they're going to pay. So unless you have the notoriety or celebrity of a Deion Sanders, you don't have a chance to make a salary of $300,000, and it's a salary that he has no interest in.
They need to hire Kanye West.
Kanye to the okay. Have our whole team out there in some Yeezys.
Let him design some Yeezy cleats,
Yeah.
you know, and the Yeezy brand uniforms. Kanye would be right in his wheelhouse. Get him a team around him.
Yeah, next thing it'd be competing with the NFL to take that Nike contract, however long it is. And yeah, you know, I'll undercut it. You don't have to worry about Nike or Adidas. You got Ye. You got the newest Yays and their original designs for your team. But you know,
So the only way to break the cycle, how do you can't. You can't. They're just too far. And Ace, we're talking football. I never understood why basketball, man. Come on, man. Y'all can't do like they did at UNLV and go play for the Tark. Y'all can't do like they was doing. I know it was DePaul, but come on, man.
yeah.
Them kids wasn't on campus anyway. You know, these kids can't go to a Chicago State University, man, the best, you know, 5 players in the state for 3 straight years. You know what I'm saying? And do something special, bro.
Yeah, but you know, you had the administration of Chicago State that was screw all that up. They was running around off the DePaul campus, you know, doing booger sugar partying any way they could, robbing gas stations. So,
Exposing themselves at the library.
yeah. So
Teddy Grub story, you guys look up to allegedly.
allegedly.
Well, he went to jail for some stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right, well, man, go ahead and give me your final breakdown, bro. Close out.
All right. My final word this week is for the
Izzy Booker of the week.
well, I mean, he's gotta be. He's gotta be. Going back to the rhetoric, the speeches that he's given to the parents of these players.
You can see all the rhetoric. It's on a video posted on TATN. You can see all the rhetoric. Go ahead, Ace. My bad.
Yeah, the speeches that he's given to me and you, the speeches that he's given to the national media, what he did on 60 Minutes, 20. I mean, all of these particular platforms, he's come out.
Good morning, America.
Yeah, he's come out from the beginning stating that his mission was to not only his mission, this is what God told him to do, was to help.
That's what makes it a mission.
Yeah, but once he stopped using mission, he said God told him he needed to help these kids, help these HBCUs, build these programs up, bring in the money, bring in the boosters, bring in all of these different entities to make the HBCUs and these football programs and all these schools successful. And as we have found out within the past week, it was all a fugazi. It was all a lie just to bring himself to prominence as a football coach. As you know, as a liar, it's big game. It's big game. To say, you know, it's not about the money, it's about the kids, it's about the university, it's about the families, it's about
God.
About God, it's about, you know, it's about my melanated people that I'm here to uphold us and do whatever it takes to change this whole system, change this whole narrative about Black football. But and then next week you're showing up talking about I'm coming, I'm ready, come to me. I don't care what school you're at, into the portal. It's time to go. Fast, tough. Character, yeah, you can say that. Fast, tough football player. That's all he's interested in. So what he said he was building at these particular universities, it's all a lie. You know, I can't fault the man for going for such an increase or raise in his salary, but you know, you can't come out with that type of mission and then abandon it just because, you know, they brought some more gold to the temple. So, Dion, I hope this was for your family. Hopefully, you can make it to the other side of this. Hopefully you're not scarring your family's name by taking this job, and hopefully you're not ruining the reputation of the coaches that you're bringing there. But, as far as the mission that you said you were attempting to complete for your people, I got to give you the big thumbs down, 2 thumbs down for what you said, what you've done, and what you are continuing to do to these athletes and their families, stating that you're trying to help HBCUs and African American players and whatever rhetoric you'll come up with for the next off season till you get the number of players you want in that university. So, did he sell out? Maybe. Was he bought? Maybe. Did he disappoint us? Absolutely. That's my final word.
Yeah, man, and that was very well said. I'm going to agree with you since we don't have another booger of the week. Dion, you do qualify as booger of the week. That's Booger McFarland, and COON of the week.
Booger
now, yeah, Booger Prime. I'm going to give him a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Thumbs up because he did something. Thumbs down because I truly in my heart feel like it was about him. I traded when he set forth upon the endeavor. Now he's even flipping the narrative. His son is a social media PR guy. One of his sons. He's the Cooper Rush of the family, the Cooper Manning of the family. The Reggie Rose. He, so now he's, still on the struggle, talking about, well, now, it's black coach and black coaches were losing their jobs, and, nobody's talking about, I'm replacing it. And so ultimately he could say, well, instead of these white coaches getting our top players, now they're going to Coach Prime. And I think that's his ultimate goal. It's always been about recruiting the best players for Coach Prime. And those conversations that he was having about the struggle, those are conversations that I think a lot of coaches save for when they were at the parents' house and having those conversations, face to face with the recruit, as opposed to making it a public display of, snot and boogerisms, So, yeah, Prime. I'm not motivated to watch any. I'll probably watch it. I don't know. We'll see what y'all got on y'all schedule at Colorado. I hope they ain't using you, Prime. I hope they don't fire you once Jackson State starts going down the tank again. And, they got them a new coach for some years because you started something, you had some momentum built, and you gave it all up like that to go build it up at Colorado. It's each his own. It's your decision, and Godspeed and good luck to you. But you're definitely no longer SWAC.
Right, definitely not SWAC.
No. No. Yeah.
Disappointing.
Yeah. So. All right. So y'all, we appreciate y'all chiming in and sitting with us today. I think we both agree he's booger of the week. I think we're not necessarily saying he's sold out. I'm not saying I wouldn't have taken the 20X raise. But I'd be saying a whole lot different story about it. Hey, listen, it was the money. I made a song about it. It was the money, man. Hey, listen, it was the money. And all you young kids out there, if y'all get an opportunity like this to turn your back on a goal, you know, maybe you start a business with your Black friends in the community, but somebody offer you more money to buy you out and take over the company, you go ahead and do it because that's better for you and your family. And I don't care how much money you already have. I don't care. I don't care how financially secure your family already is. You know. But check us out on the Self Love Show. That's going to be Wednesday live right here on TATN. We're covering RoboCops, Ace. They got the RoboCops, and now they have the ability to use lethal force, like in the Dallas incident, the shooter. You know, put that bomb in there and blow the brother up. RoboCops. Who will they police? That's what we're covering at 7 p.m. Chicago time, live Wednesday. We live. You got a topic for next week, Ace, on Mouthpiece included? Say that again.
We didn't get much into Brittany and freedom after being locked up for
from the penal colony.
At the penal colony. We talked about it a little bit, but that's a heck of a thing that they let her out of jail, flew her back here, and flew Tony Montana over there and let him get back into the groove of things right away. I mean, come on. Yeah, it'll be something else coming on. Maybe talk about the line out here.
Oh, they got her out the gulag. So, all right, well, that sounds like a winner, man. And of course, we'll have more hot topics for y'all. The Bears are on hiatus, so we'll give our predictions next week. But if you ever find yourself sliding through the Shy or Inglewood, Cali, check your blind spot. Watch your six. Keep your head on a swivel. Guard your grill. Knuckle up. And don't forget to
get it, baby.
And don't forget to and don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.